fucking hot. So one of the downsides to living in your truck is sometimes that shit breaks. And sorry for the extra noise, but I'm trying to keep it cool. Right now it's blowing lukewarm air out, but if I want it to blow colder air, I have to do this. which sucks because it's loud and it's obnoxious. So shop was closed for where I was at, so I made them no, because if this fails all the way at 102, like it's 102 outside right now, but it could go up to 110, I saw in the news. So especially if I head back through Arizona or New Mexico or one of those fucking states. So I'm thinking I needed to get it fixed. So what they did, they sent me to a fucking TA, which means I'm stuck here for a little bit. They told me it'd be about an hour. Consequently, whenever somebody asked me when they were gonna sing next, when I used to work at the karaoke bar, well, I still kind of work there, I would always answer with, it'll be about an hour. I have a funny feeling they do the same thing here. So I imagine they'll get annoyed with my truck running at fucking full bore to keep me cool. But so I'm in California, which is always good. Another truck went in. I'm stuck here. I have to go to LA. And thankfully the load that they put me on gave me enough time to get this fixed, because otherwise I'd be late with the load, and that'll probably throw off any chance of me getting the pre-plan out of fucking California. But you know, it was beautiful coming in California, but this area of California I'm in is a shithole. Like big, huge glyphosate. Like there was even signs near some of the orchards bitching about glyphosate. But big, huge fucking orchards and big dry fields. I'm in between Sacramento and LA right now. Pretty much kind of like, yeah, I'm about 300 miles from LA. So I'm kind of in the rural area that's in between the urban areas. But the urban areas, like, there was like homeless camps, like really horrible looking homeless camps, third world country looking shit, all along I-5 as I was driving through. And, you know, I don't know why anybody lives here. Between the asinine laws and the fucking cost of living being insane and the rampant homelessness, which means the economy sucks. You know, I mean, yeah, I don't think California is the place for me, that's for sure. Although I still want to go to Yosemite, but I think I'm going to put off Yosemite till next year. Maybe when I can hopefully break out in my Prius for a little while. So hopefully these motherfuckers, they fix my fucking air conditioning, because I don't want to be. I've done it once before where I was stuck in a truck with no fucking air conditioning, and it was hell. Like I was ready to quit the company. This is back in, like, I worked for JB Hunt back in the day, and yeah, they didn't get me into a shop or anything. I had to wait till I got back home. So I'd drive for 4 days with no fucking air conditioning in the summer. Not again. So I was like, nope, this truck ain't delivering shit till I'm fucking nice and comfortable and cool during the day. At night it's been okay because the temperatures drop down into upper 70s and I can kind of survive in that. You know, the fan blowing on my ass and shit. But during the day it's a no-go. And having to burn twice as much fuel to stay cool during the day, just, it's not gonna fly. And it probably means that the air conditioner is like one step from death. So the longer I run it like this, the greater the chance that it's probably going to completely die. And with my luck, that'd be in the middle of fucking desert, which would suck. Could you imagine driving in 105 degrees or whatever down the fucking highway in the desert in a truck with no AC? Yeah, sign me up for that. Where do I fucking join? Alright, well, I'm gonna wait for these motherfuckers to get me in the door here. This shit's fucking shit. Still waiting for fucking, like, I'm literally over here looking and the motherfuckers have been talking more than they've been working. Been sitting here an hour and a half. Been running my clock too, because I have to sit here. I could put it in sleeper berth, but I'm not doing what I want to do. What I want to do is be in my underwear watching Pornhub. But instead, I'm sitting here fucking waiting for them to probably charge my cooling system. That's pretty much, I think, all that needs to be done. Because it does work, but you hear how loud that annoying shit is? Like, I would have to sleep with that fan kicking on and off every fucking 5 minutes if it's 100 degrees out still after the sun goes down, which hopefully it's not. But this sucks. But there's a lesson to be learned here. You know, I know some of you might be thinking or considering a nomadic life, especially if your life is shit. But you got to keep in mind what happens when your fucking vehicle breaks down. 9 times out of 10, you're essentially going to be 100% homeless. And if it breaks down bad enough, you might be hotel homeless. I can tell you, when you live in the truck and the shit breaks, it sucks because, you know, you got your whole world in here and then you have to leave it in the shop with your whole world in here and hope they don't fuck your shit up. You know, I've never had a problem, but I will say I get that uncomfortable anxiety going. You know, I generally take some of the more pricier things with me in my backpack and shit, or I sit there and I stare at them while they work. Those are my options. You know, and the other thing is my refrigerator. If they have to disconnect power to the truck for some reason or other, I'll probably hook that to my jackery before I, it's down there, before I leave the truck if they make me stay out of the truck. I don't see why they would. You know, all they're doing is charging my shit. And it looks like they're letting this other driver stay in his truck while they work on his airbag. So hopefully they let me stay in the truck. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful. This is going to save me for sitting for 2 days to get this shit fixed. You know, but at the same time, I'm not getting paid for this period of time. In which I'm, you know, sitting here patiently waiting, drinking coffee. It's fucking 8 o'clock at night. It's okay, I need to get on kind of a night schedule for the delivery for this load, but you know, it delivers at like 8 o'clock at night. So I'm a little leery of going into LA at 8 o'clock at night, especially if it takes fucking 4 hours to unload. Then I'll be running around without a place to park in LA. It's great. So that's why I signed up to be a trucker. See, I show you all this great nature hiking shit, but the reality is the majority of my time spent in places like this, you know. I don't get a lot of vacation time out in the middle of nowhere. It's basically once a month I can go where I want. I know, it's what I signed up for. I'm just bitching a little bit. It's been kind of a shitty day. It's like literally been a shitty day. I've probably made $50 today, and I've been working since fucking this morning. It's great. Gotta love your job sometimes. That's part of trucking. So if you ever think about getting in a truck, if you think it looks fucking glamorous, It's not. There's shit. You know, just like van life, there's shit you got to deal with. Car life, you know, there's stuff that can be misleading when you watch these videos that are constantly fapping to the van life. You know, there's problems. Like, it's 102 degrees out today. Are you gonna go chill in the fucking park in 102 degrees? No, you're gonna huddle in your van or go into fucking Starbucks or into some air-conditioned place. The problem with that is, if I were to do that and go and hang out inside the truck stop, then the inside of my fucking truck's gonna be 110 degrees, or if not hotter, which would destroy my fridge and all my food. So I kind of have to stay in the truck. So essentially, when the weather sucks, your vehicle could likely become a prison for you, to where you just, you know, you're stuck in there. No, you're not stuck. You can go out in the bad weather, but it's fucking hot. You know, I don't want to go for a walk right now. If it wasn't this hot, I probably would consider it. You know, but these are the downsides of nomadic life. Is you are definitely more subjected to the elements than you would be in your house. You know, that's why I laugh when I see people on Facebook bitching about the heat. I'm like, motherfucker, go in your house. You know, although some people don't have air conditioning in their house, so they can bitch. But yeah, I still have my little gallon of water keeping the engine RPMs up. But hopefully they get me in soon. You know, I really would like to get down to my underwear and relax. Maybe go take a shower. I do have a shower here. So, but I probably want to do that in the morning. So that way I'm fresh for another 3 days. There's another thing. You get to wash your balls every 3 days. It's great. But I'll take a shower tomorrow morning, assuming they fix my shit tonight. Otherwise, I'll be waiting again tomorrow morning because they close at 11, which we're not near yet, but I'm starting to wonder. My life. Hot. I'm in the shop now. It's 9 o'clock at night, which is like midnight in the East Coast, which I'm still on that kind of clock, I guess. I'm in the shop. They're supposedly charging my motherfucking AC, but I saw them eating a sandwich. So I'm thinking they're on their lunch break. It's fucking sweaty hot and shit. But hopefully this fixes it. They got disco lights and shit. That's pretty cool. It's like a sweaty dance floor in this shop. Inside of my hood's got a little bit of dust on it. And the tires are all covered with bird shit. So that'll force the coronavirus to mutate. It's been lying dormant in me because I refuse to wear my mask. And I am destroying humankind because I am a piece of shit. I'm dying in here. Made the mistake of going and looking at the charging thingy machine thing And I saw a little timer, it says I got an hour. And that's just for whatever that's doing. There might be another like hour where it fills it or some shit. I really don't know. What I do know is I'm hot and uncomfortable. And this is the downside of living in a vehicle. I don't even know if this thing's gonna focus. It's kind of dark in here. So I'm sorry if my video is shitty. But something about this heat is sucking the life out of me. I don't even feel like watching YouTube videos. It's so uncomfortably warm. The fan? Yeah, that's not doing jack shit for me. I'll be glad when this ordeal is over. It's 10 p.m. Well, almost 10 p.m. AC still charging. I'm ready for bed. They're having a party. It's got fucking laser lights and shit. And I'm just here roasting my fucking balls off. It's nice and cool again. But they didn't fix a fucking thing. So this saga isn't over yet. I wasted 4 or 5 hours of my life. They, you know, the system's recharged and everything. But still, when I idle, warm air. The only way to run the air conditioner is to have it over 1,000 RPMs. So they're just gonna have to deal with me fucking burning 2 gallons of fuel per hour idling. You know, it's what, $5-6 an hour for running the engine? Because I ain't fucking roasting. Sorry, not this motherfucker. But I still need to get it fixed because there's no telling if, you know, if the compressor's going bad or if some other fucking valve or some shit is bad, then, you know, there might be a leak. I don't fucking know. But the guy was, like, said it was beyond him. I think he just didn't want to fucking tear into it tonight. You know, it's getting late. They're closing up. I'd let him tear into the morning. I mean, I'm here. Just fix it. So, I guess that means I gotta deliver this fucking load. And then check into a terminal. Till they can fix it. This is... Who knows how long I'll be stuck in fucking California for. And not even, like... I might be stuck in the LA area, which sucks. So I'm pretty sure they're just as locked down as ever. Plus it's hot as fuck and I won't want to like go exploring in the fucking heat. Not to mention the whole homeless while they fucking work on it thing, because in those shops you can't sit in your truck while you're fucking working. While they're working on it. So that's it for this fucking video. To be continued. You know, I'm tempted just to fucking keep driving it like this until I get back to my home terminal in Syracuse. And that way I can just take my time off and they can just have at it. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. and just trying to take my chance. But if this fucking thing goes out completely in the desert, it's gonna suck. Oh well. At least it halfway works. I just hope it doesn't go all the way out. So if it goes all the way out, it's happened once. Once in my trucking career where the fucking AC just quit. I don't want to do that again. That was not an experience I'm looking to relive. Especially not with a heat dome, which is incubating COVID apparently, according to CBS. Oh, and public service announcement. I had some time to research while I was sitting there roasting. The per capita death rate in the United States is 40 per 100,000 for COVID-19, meaning that of the population, 0.04% chance of dying. That is an indisputable number, no matter how many infections are, because as we've seen, there's a disparity between the infection rate and the death rate. Know that when you're walking around in life, you know, just like you could get struck by lightning, hit by a car, well, whether or not you die from COVID is 0.04%, and that is up-to-date stats for the per capita death rate. Needless to say, all of the states that they're whining and bitching about in the media are way lower per capita death rate. If you were to break it down by state, New York is in the top 2. Just saying, lockdown, yeah, you know. And then when you weigh the whole fucking ventilator thing where they're venting people and it kills them, I think the death rate is more impacted by that than COVID at this point. They just need to look for alternative treatments that won't fucking have an 80% chance of killing you. You know, just my thoughts. I know you guys, some of you guys don't like when I talk about it, but I'm not going to stop because the numbers don't lie. It's why I'm not scared of the fucking, you know, I could die from it. I could die of fucking heat stroke in this fucking truck because the motherfucking AC could go out at any fucking moment. In fact, I'd say there's a 20 to 30% chance of my AC going out while I'm sleeping and I roast to death versus the 0.04% chance of COVID. Sorry, I'm in a kind of a mood. So whenever I see fucking COVID bullshit in my feed, I'm just like, fuck you. Sorry. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. 0.04% chance. Not wearing a mask.